Well, hello folks. What are we doing today? We're looking at the beast. Now, you guys haven't seen the beast in the trailer yet. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on camera getting this thing into the trailer. That was not an easy feat. We had to lift it with the engine hoist. And while I was lining things up, getting ready to record, my mate turned up. And while he was here, I said, just get hand, get this in, and we didn't record it because it was all a bit of a rush, and there was 3 of us, and we were on engine hoists, and we ended up having to nearly tip this thing on its side. So lift this door right over, lift him right up. So the bottom of it was hanging about here. And then we had to sort of get inside. Me and my mate pulled. You know, so me and Zach were inside, we pulled. It's Mrs. Amy, she gently let the hoist down and we guided it in sort of diagonally. But it's gone in there, and don't it look a treat? The little trailer, she's been painted in her dark olive, khaki green, whatever you want to call it. Control panels, yes, they're hanging, but it's in. I haven't ran this since I put it in. In fact, it seems like there's oil around this fuel pump. I think when we tip the thing down there on its side, a lot of oil in the engine has gone where it shouldn't. So, yeah, I did put a battery on it and some petrol in it. Tried starting it the other day. It cranked over. It does nothing. It's still got a spark. I've had a plug out, but it won't actually fire up. So whether the oil out of the air filter has gone down into the carb, I don't know. We're going to have a look. But there's a couple of housekeeping jobs we do before that. Like, I've got to get some antifreeze in the old girl. So, let's crack on. So before we start, thought you might like to look at the old trailer. I don't know whether you remember what it was like before, but I have painted it out inside with white. I've gone over it with the green, so it looks so much better. There we go, look at that, don't she look good? Sorry, we're the wrong way of the sun here. But yes, I've even done the wheels. I've got to sort some lights out. Now then, this is Jenny in question. Just look at her, there we go. If you're wondering what these wires are, which are labelled up, what they are, we might as well start with what I have done. Right, let me come back round here, because this has got to be a handheld video for a second. Under here are our wiring connections. There they are. And if anybody can make head and a tail of them, please let me know. We have an MF, an A, an AF, an L+, and then AC. Now, I assume these are your 240 volt, these AC ones, because they were going down to a 3-pin plug at the back there. So we've got the L+, AF, A, MF. I know what none of this mean, but them old wires, let me grab them. This is what they were like. Seriously, the insulation had stuck, and I thought, right, it's very lucky last time I started this that the whole thing didn't just fly a fire and start smoking, because they don't look like, yeah. Either way, I had 2 sets of them wires, which both lay in it. The other set is down here, look. And believe me, this other set was no better. Look, there we go. Look at them for some beefy wires. Alright, so I've replaced them. I traced them, and they went through this tube back to that stupid 13 socket plug, which I'm doing away with. We're bypassing that horrible plug, because I can't get a plug to go in it. And all we really need is these 4 wires going into that control box I've got. And I'm going to put that control box, I think, probably up on here somewhere. Make a shelf, bend this bracket up, make a shelf, put it on there. It can go somewhere there. So I've replaced these wires with some heavy wire off an old pressure washer, so they'll certainly be strong enough. And yeah, I don't know how to wire this in, but I'm pretty sure that my buddy Gary is going to come down next Saturday, which is about 5 days' time, and he'll have a go at wiring these into the control box. But before he gets there, we need to make sure this thing's turnkey, so when we hit the button, it'll just start for him. We don't want to have to mess around getting the damn thing running when he's here. He's not here to get it running. He's here to, you know, do some wiring and basically put these 4 wires into the control box and put a 3-pin plug on there, something. We'll get it sorted. Anyhow, let's get some antifreeze in the old girl. I've already took the radiator cap off. Goes in this flexi hose here. Info. I have info on this. Somebody messaged me with a lot of details. Now apparently, what car was this engine in? This is where I really should rehearse my videos. 1 minute, please. So yes, apparently this engine is a Coventry Climax ASM engine. Now some people have said that looks like a little flathead Ford engine. Well, I thought that because I see the oval on the top of the head, but if you get in there and look, that most certainly do not say Ford, although it is of a Ford symbol. So yes, apparently this is a ASM engine built by Coventry Climax. Apparently it was built in the 1930s, or the engine was designed in the 30s, and it was put. These engines were apparently used or built to go in a little car called a Swift Cadet in the late 20s, very early 30s, and apparently when Swift Motors closed in 1931, Coventry Climax bought the engine design and they converted it to run fire pumps and generators, mainly for the military. So we have history on the little engine. It's actually a Coventry Climax ASM 885cc 4-cylinder side valve. So there we go. Anyhow, that's enough of me waffling. Let's get working. Let's get some antifreeze in there. So guys, we are going 50-50 mix of water and antifreeze. So if I just get my little watering can, half fill the workshop watering can up with water. There we go. We will fill the other half up with antifreeze. Let's get a bit more antifreeze in there. There we go. 2 or 3 of them in there should do it. There we go. This is where I've left the drain plug on the water pump, and as soon as I'm putting it in, it's coming out the bottom. Well, that's one in. Did I turn the water pump off? No, I didn't. I knew it. That's off now. Right. Whoa, 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 whoa. No way is that full. No way is that full. Right. We have major airlocks in there somewhere. There's no way that's full with 1.5 cans of water. Right. We will have to weigh this up, top it up, once we've played a bit. So guys, one thing we need to do is check this fuel pump. Now then, this one, I'm going to get a bit of brake clean on there, course we seem to have considerable amount of oil lashed about. So I'm just going to brake clean this off, because we don't want a lot of false readings. We want to be able to see if we have any leaks. There we go. Right, I don't know if this pipe here goes up to your carb. So I'm going to crack this off. Okay. I'm going to crack this off. We'll fill our little funnel up, because at the minute we're bottle feeding this thing. If we can see the little funnel, here it is, look. We're bottle feeding this. I have my little Duckham's tin full of petrol, so we'll just fill up the funnel. She's still taking it. Oops, right, we have petrol coming out of there. We certainly do, without doing a lot of cranking. That old petrol do look a rum colour though, look at that, it's brown. Literally that is brown with water in it. I think we're just got to let that siphon through a bit. Oh, look at the colour of that petrol, guys. That's like petrol with water in it. I think that could be why it didn't start the other day, because we had a crap load of water got in it again. Shouldn't do it now, because we've got it inside here, so... Look at the colour of that lot. That is... You can't see it, can you? That is brown. Honestly, that fuel was brown. Oh, that's now started to come clear, which is good. Oh, yes. God, I wish I'd have got the camera on that originally, because that was brown. There we go. Phew, I'd better let this air out a bit, because this is full of petrol fumes and we don't want a fire. Right, our funnel is full again, and we don't appear to have any leaks there. Right, it's going to be a job for you to see, but I'm going to just nip round the back here. And I've got to somehow just check this carb. Alright, let me try and shin in there. Alright, the carb is off. Or the bowl is. There's an old glass cup. Here's our bowl. That is meant to be petrol. Oh my word, look at that. You can clearly see the layer of water which is in that petrol. That will be why she wouldn't start the other day. We'll give everything a little blast of brake clean. Get this back on, guys. And hope I do like how you can take the bottom of the bowl off. That is a really good idea. On the engine, you can just take the bowl off. I really like that. So much easier than taking a whole carb off and disconnecting linkages. They did think of things years ago. Let me get this back on. Well guys, I think we're ready for a go again. I have put the carb back on, checked all the linkages, they all seem to work. Choke. No. Choke cable's come off. Let me put that back on. Right, let me connect the battery up. We've got no sparks, so we've got nothing shorting out. Using the proper battery connection tool, I think we can fill our little funnel up now. Pray to God we don't have any leaks. Alright, I have the exhaust facing out the door so it don't put a soot mark on the back. Let's choke on. Let's see if she do anything. Oh, start, okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ah. Bad connection. Oh. Alright, okay, we've got smoke coming out the back of the starter motor. What is going on there? Is that where I've just spilt petrol on it? Why have we got smoke at the bottom of the starter motor? That was working fine. Yeah, okay. We have a smoky starter. Why, I do not know. That is most bizarre, because this starter motor was working absolutely fine. I reckon we've got to have the starter off on the bench. We'll do that later on. I've got to go to Methwold auction. Look down here. There's our starter. Yeah, that starter isn't right, is it? That starter really isn't right. I don't sound like my battery's got a lot in it. That's weird. That starter motor was not doing that yesterday. It's since I spilled all that petrol on it. I reckon that's ran inside. She's getting a bit warm. Yeah, I think we do need to take that off. But that'll be later on in the video. Well, folks, here is starter motor off. I mean, it spins freely. No noisy bearings. We had smoke in here. Now then, I'll crank that for a while yesterday to try and get it going. This was not smoking one little bit. It's since we spilled all that petrol on it. So I'm wondering if petrol has gone in there and like either washed out or it's burning it off. Either way, there's something that ain't happy with. So let's try. Let's get this bloody thing to pieces. Have I got a proper spanner to fit on that? Ah, yes. Let's see if we can get this to bits. Or at least get this cover off so I can clean the brushes up. Now, we don't need to come all the way. There we go. Wow. I must admit, look how bright and shiny. That all is in there. Let's get a bit. There you go. Look how bright and shiny that all is. That looks exceedingly good. So, what's going on in here? I mean, this is army stuff, guys. Army stuff is normally uber reliable. Like, built to last. Oh, I can't see any problem with them two brushes. Is there a problem with these brushes? Just making sure the brushes, yeah, they lift all right. Oh, shite. Oh, them brushes have now come right out. They look pretty good. So let's get the spring right back. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't you mess me about. Come on. Come on. Hold this spring back and get the brush in. These can be finicky damn things to get brushes back in, you know. Come on, get you in there, sunshine. Come on, get in. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing. I'm trying to manipulate a brush back in its little holder. Come on, get you in there. Now, it's no bad thing that the brush has come out, because we've got to see, there you go, we've got to see that the brushes are actually really good. Why was it smoking in here? I think it was just the, right, this spring isn't ideal. I think it was just the petrol burning off it. I think petrol got in here causing it to smoke. This spring has come off its little hook. Now, whether that's something that I've done, or it was already like it, I do not know. Right, okay. Let me fiddle. Oh, damn. Come you out there, sunshine. Don't you go in there and get caught up. Yep, there we go. Right, I've got to get this spring back on, so it'll actually hold the brush down. Right, is that hole? Yeah, that's putting a little bit of tension on it. Yeah, that's putting a bit of tension on that, guys. Can't see there being a problem with that. This spring is quite weak. I'm checking all these springs. Oh yeah, there's definitely enough on there. Yeah, that's pushing down on that. Right, I don't think we've got any sort of problem in here. So what I'm going to do, go in there with some brake clean and clean everything out. The thing with military stuff is, guys, and I've said this 100 times before, their stuff is normally kept to such a high standard. You know, it's like serviced every year, regardless of whether it's even ran or not. They don't skimp. So normally when you get military stuff that's basically not been shown and it's come from basically military surplus, you do tend to find they're pretty good. So right, I'm going to leave this to dry out, and then I can be getting this band back on. I'll give that 5 minutes. That brake clean, that evaporates really fast, so we'll give it a minute. Alright, that's had a few minutes to dry out. Everything here is good. So everything's springing back. Everything is clean in there. We'll put our little cap back on. Thing is, now this thing is in the trailer, it should never, going to line the paint mark up, there you go, it should never really now get wet, because it's in a display trailer now. So alright, we'll just tighten the screw up. There we go. That's him tightened up. Them bearings actually sound fabulous. Is there something under here? What's under this? Is there a bearing under there? If you can get to it. That look like there's a cap here comes off. Ah, there we go. There we go, there is a cap. Alright. That's a proper little bearing in there, look. There you go. That looks sealed up, so you can't do anything to it, so there you go. I'm going to call this starter motor good enough. Let's go and get it back on the engine. Ah! Right, the starter is back on, as you can see down here, cable connected. While I was just down here, I noticed this. I believe that's a bit of belt. Now, one thing we haven't done is taken these back covers off, because there could be mouse nests, there could be anything in there. So I think what I'm going to do is just take this inspection cover off, and we'll have a look up and down. Look at that, even the wing nuts undo. See, I've never had this cover off. There could be a mouse nest in there. There could be anything going on in there. I really don't know. So I think for your interest and my own, we'll have a look in here and just make sure nothing's seized up in here, because I assume there's some big idlers and pulleys. I really don't know. I know there's 3 big belts what go to run this generator. Now I shan't bother taking all the top covers off, because they're all held on with little nuts and bolts. But we'll just take this off, and hopefully we'll see all the moving parts in there. I hope. Anyhow, I've had some positive comments on this thing. Thank you very much. And yes, I do believe this will be a really nice thing. These wing nuts are brass, you know, would you believe it? Brass wing nuts. They didn't want to risk anything corroding up, so they put brass wing nuts on. Look at that, unbelievable, innit? This is what I do like about military stuff. Well, all old stuff, really. It normally always comes undone. Military stuff especially so. Because, like I said, they do not mess about. It weren't built to a budget, it was built to a specification. So, you know, which is what we like. The Army said we want it built at this gauge steel to this spec. And sod the price. You know, just build it how we want it, and we're well away. I've gone a bit overkill with the wing nuts, and I put 8 holding this on, 8 wing nuts just to hold an inspection cover on. So for all I know, there's mouse nests in here, even though we have ran this once. Ooh, what is going on in here? Look, right, I see bits of belt. So what's going on? Is this thing seized up? Look at that, there's bits of belt in here. So what is not working? Because I do not really particularly want to go changing these or replacing these damn belts, because they look expensive. You know, I don't know, everything seems you know, I think it's just age. This rare belt, the facing's coming off it. So ideally it does need another belt. Ooh, I don't like. I'm turning the ignition off in case that damn thing starts. There we go. Well, everything seems alright in there. It looks like we've got a little oil cap here. So it looks like there's a little bearing. It looks like there's a little bearing that fills up with oil. Oops. That's what this looks like. That looks like you fill this little thing up with oil to keep this pulley lubricated. Yeah, I reckon you fill that with oil. Excellent. Right, so I reckon that is a little oiler. So I'm going to fill this with oil. Whoa, she's full. She is full, guys. I don't think she was even that low, look. No, that is most definitely full. So I'm assuming that's going to keep that oiler, keep that pulley nice and oiled. Let's just nip her back up. There we go. There we go, that's nipped. Right. So, yeah, I can't see. All down the bottom looks good. Up the top looks good. Crazy neighbour John, he's talking in the background. Please ignore. What are you on about? I ain't doing the wires. I got my buddy Gary's coming Saturday to do them. But I'm just getting it running. So, yeah. Marvellous. Right, guys, I think I'm happy. There don't appear to be anything snagging up. Cool. Got compression, the old bugger. Nothing appear to be snagging up anywhere, so I think I'm going to put that cover back on and say we never see it. Wrong way up then. Well, how did that come off? Oh, there we go. There we go, we're on. Alright. I'll forward through me's putting these on. Then we'll get a battery connected up to this damn thing. I'll check the water again, because I'm sure that's purged some of that air out of it by now. Of course, I think she had a fair bit of air in. We only managed to get one watering can of water out of it. Well, I don't think this is just going to take one watering can full of water, coolant. I keep saying water, I should say coolant, shouldn't I? Alright, let me get the rest of these on. Yeah, I'll get the rest of these on and we'll be back. Right, guys, you'll have to excuse crazy neighbour with his angle grinder. Let's try and fire this puppy again. Starter motors on, batteries on. Carb is cleaned. Why does this petrol look milky? Shouldn't be. Well, there we are. Right. Right, guys. I think we're ready to go for another start. Push for on. Put a choke. Right. Let's see if the old girl will go now. All the wires are all sort of at the back, so they're not going to touch nothing, so nothing's going to short out. Let's have a go. Oh, well, at least our starter isn't smoking anymore. Why isn't she firing up? That's weird. Last time that fired up, didn't it? No problem. No problem at all. Is there water all got in that manifold? I bet you that's what it is, you know. I bet you water has all got in the manifold. It don't appear that it's taken it out the funnel. Right, let me have a little look round the back and see if I can see any. You can't see in the back, so I'm just going to check that we're actually got petrol going into the carb. Right, let's try. Everything looks alright, unless the old carb just ain't full yet. That is weird. This should go. No, it don't appear to be doing anything, do it? Why is this? Why is it not doing anything? We've definitely got petrol going into that carb. Have we got spark still? I'm sure I checked the spark yesterday, and I'm sure it was absolutely fine. I'm sure it was. Yes, because we put all new plugs in this, haven't we? If you remember, we put brand new plugs in it last time. Unless the plugs have got fouled. We'll just pop one out. And that plug seems dry. It don't seem like there's any fuel on that at all. None whatsoever. So I'm guessing we have a spark and we've got a fuel issue. Most bizarre this, most bizarre. It's like... Right, that plug is tight. That's like something isn't right in that carb. Bloody should be. I wonder if I just dump a bit of petrol down the throat of the carb. Let me put a bit in my jug. There we go. Let me shove a little bit of petrol straight in the throat. As Derek would say, that's way too much. Perfect. Oh, I didn't put the exhaust back on, did I? There we go. The exhauster's back on. Right, let's try it now. No. Would you believe it? Yeah, it's got petrol, but I don't appear to be getting petrol up there, John. No. I had the damn thing running a fortnight ago. Since we lifted it in here, I reckon tipping it on its side ain't done it a lot of good. Alright guys, let's keep an eye, see if we got a spark. Zoom you in. Keep you an eye on that spark plug. There we go. I'll hit the start button, see if we got a spark. No, look. Alright, that could explain it. What's happened, I checked yesterday and we had a spark. What have I done different? Let's try it now. Now, we've lost our spark, guys. But what have I done different? Only put this panel back on. Alright, let me go check through some wiring. Right guys, I'll fiddle with some wires, see if we've got a spark here now. Oh bugger. Okay, she started right up with a plug out. Well, there we go, I think we found our problem. She was running. She ran with 3 plugs, guys. I reckon we put her in here and she'll be running on all 4. She sounded a bit raspy without the exhaust, so I will just put the exhaust on. Look at this. And we'll start the old girl up and, yeah, we'll start her up and see what she do. There we are. Alright. Alright, let me put the exhaust back on, guys. Oh, at least it ain't left a soot mark up my wall. I did not want a soot mark on my nose wall. Right. Let's go. Let's zoom you guys out. There we go. Alright, let's zoom you guys out and see if she runs now. She should just fire off. Oh, I didn't have the starter switch on. What's she doing? Come on, baby. Why are you running bad? I think she might be a bit choked up, guys. Come on, girl. Clear out. No. Come on, girl. I think she might have a bit of crappy fuel in here somewhere. Choke us off. No, that choke wasn't fully off. That was on half choke. No. She's trying to go, guys. So there's no smoke. Our exhaust is out the back there, look. Well, she attempted to go. She started running away. I'm going to check this water because I'm sure we will have burped out whatever air was in there now. No, do you know that cap is still full? We have an airlock in there somewhere because there's no way 1 can of water has filled that engine up. No way at all. We've got water down at the water pump. But there you go. She appears to run. Did we have a governor issue, or is that how fast they actually run? I thought there would have been some sort of throttle on this, but there possibly isn't. Let's have a look around here at this governor. It seems like there should be some sort of throttle. Hang on, let's get this exhaust out of the way. There you go. Right, here's our governor arrangement. There were our wires. Don't worry, they weren't touching anything. Our governor arrangement's here. This one's the throttle cable. So that's your hand throttle. And this is your governor. So I think this governor is meant to pull these things down a little. Do you know what I mean? I think the governor is meant to pull the throttle down a little to set your speed. But I'm very unsure. I mean, that governor's free. There's no stickiness in that. So I would have thought the governor would be doing its governing thing. I don't know. Let's put this exhaust on. Quite hot. Let's put this exhaust on. I'll stick it up in the air a bit. Here we are. Let's start her up again and see if we can get her going a bit steadier. Now that governor is working. They are slowing her up. That's how it runs. Whoa. Well, it appears that she does run. She's took her fuel. So I don't think she was going to run for much longer. That actually could be why it was racing a bit, because that was running out of fuel. I never thought of that. You know what an engine's like when that starts to starve of fuel. She runs lean and speed up. But it runs, and that governor do appear to be setting itself. It seems to be working, so I reckon that's the speed it runs at. So, yeah, this is all good. This is all good. I think we're going to call this video a day because it's long enough. So there you go, guys. Ministry generator runs a treat, or it appears to. But yeah, we will see if my buddy Gary can get any power out of this thing on the day. Hopefully he can. And yeah, we'll go from there. We've got 4 wires here, what I've put in. Look, here they are. 4 wires I've put in. I've labelled what they are. So the black one on here goes to the A. The white one goes to the MF. And on this one, the black one is the L+. And the white one is the AF. So all 4 of them wires are labelled in that block. So that should be, once someone know what they're doing, they can work out how that goes through a rheostat and through the on and off switch in the box, and the other 2 terminals are just AC. We need to put a good bit of AC cable in. That's it, I hope. And then this thing can be bolted into this trailer so it don't go anywhere. I'll bolt into the floor, make an exhaust up to go through the hole in the back, and then I can string some lights around in here and hopefully have a good show. Right, we'll see you next time, guys. John, shut up with that angle grinder. Right, bye-bye, guys. See you next time. Aha!